As if you come on this website of Indiana University, you can see that the minimum requirement for the CGPA is 3.0 over 4.0 scale. Okay, 3.0 over 4.0 scale. So how do you calculate your own CGPA to meet up with this 4.0 scale? If you study in a place, they use 5.0 scale. So how do you match up your own? How do you calculate it? That's where this tool, this free WES IGPA calculator comes in. You can use it to calculate your own CGPA that is given to you in 5.0. You can actually use it to, calculate it and generate a 4.0 scale CGPA. Welcome to my channel once again. This is Life Beyond Borders. In today's video, I am going to show you how to calculate your CGPA for free and how to calculate it into the USA or Canadian 4.0 system. Probably your own school even use a percentage. There's a free tool that you can use to calculate your CGPA into 4.0 system of the US, and that is what I want to show you in this video. All right, so let's go to my screen. So this is google.com. So what you are going to type in Google is type WES IGPA, and then you will see WES IGPA calculator, the first result here. You click on it. Now this is WES IGPA calculator provided by World Education Services. Some of you are familiar with WES. WES is World Education Service. They provide a service in which they help you to convert your transcript, your university transcript, into the 4.0 scale that the US use. Now, they have a premium service. The service that they provide is actually a premium service. That means you have to pay for it. So, but before you do that, they provide a tool that you can use for free. So that before you make payment for the premium service, you can actually use the free tool that they provide on their platform to calculate your CGPA, such that when you now see what it's going to look like, then you can go ahead and make payment for their premium service, which you are going to use. Okay, so in today's video, I want to walk you through the step by step on how you can use this their tool, the WES IGPA calculator, to calculate your CGPA. Now, this is not going to give you a official document. Their premium service is going to give you an official transcript, an evaluated official transcript that you can submit to schools in US, Canada, and other countries that accept, the WES evaluated transcript. All right, but they are free to. What it can help you with is to help you to calculate it so that you know what it looks like, such that even when you are submitting the unofficial transcript as it is, you know what it looks like in the US system. And sometimes there are some schools in US that even though they don't require you to submit a WES evaluated transcript, they sometimes require you to enter your CGPA in the 4.0 scale. They ask you to enter it in 5.0, for instance, and also ask you to enter your CGPA in 4.0. And this is one of the tools you can use to calculate that. So sometimes it's even good to know your CGPA in 4.0 scale and know what it looks like, especially if you're interested in applying to schools in US, Canada, and other countries like that. And if you come to this place, you see that use this free tool to obtain a US GPA calculated on a 4.0 scale. All right, so this is a tool you can use to calculate your CGPA on a 4.0 scale. All right, so you click on the start now. So you can see it asks you to enter your contact information. Okay, this is where they will send the results to, right? So let's enter, our names. Let me enter my name here. Let me use this name. All right. Country of residence. So you want to choose the country where you are now. This is different from the country where you did your undergraduate. So if you know you did your undergraduate in a different country, that's another ballgame. But country of residence is the country where you are currently living. So let me choose Nigeria. All right. So let's then email. So let me type an email address. So let me use this email. All right, this email is not valid. I'm just using it as a test. But make sure you use a correct email. Then you put the same email address there. Would you like to, subscribe? You may not click that. All right, so then you click on continue. Yeah, so the next step is for you to enter the degree name. So let's assume that the degree is Bachelor of Science in Economics. Okay, please make sure you enter the correct thing. Let me choose my university at my alma mater and select your country of education. So this is different from your country of residence. All right, if it is the same thing, fine, you choose the same thing. But if you know that it's a different country that you studied in, you want to make sure you put the country where you did your undergraduate, all right, or masters if you are trying to calculate a master's transcript. So then let's select Nigeria. So immediately you select your country of education, it brings out the system that they usually use in that country. So they bring out the letter scale, and if you are from Nigeria, for instance, you know that most of your grades come out with A, B, whether you got a C, you got a F, you got a D, and all of that. Or sometimes some schools may use the scale, the percentage, maybe 0 to 100. You got a 97, 98, or 73A. That kind of thing, that they actually specify the kind of A that you got. If in your own case, your results usually come with the exact grade, I will advise that you use the numerical scale, right? But if they don't usually tell you the grade, whether it's 73 or 71A, they just give you the letter, maybe A. It's better you go with the letter type. But generally, I think the most common one is the letter type. So sometimes you'll be on the safe side, you want to go with that. And then you come here to select the number of years, that you studied, number of years of your undergraduate study. So for my case, it's 4 years. And then you click on I agree to the terms and click on continue. All right. So now you want to enter, let me make it bold. You want to enter it one after the other, and you need to be patient, with this, because you are going to enter all the grades of the courses you did in your undergraduate from your first semester to the last semester in that school. And you're just going to enter everything there one after the other. All right. So now in this sample, I'm not going to take my time because that's going to be a long list, right? So, but in your own case, you want to enter everything. All right. So, but I'm going to enter some as a sample. So, and if you look at this place, and I need you to read this, is there note that the results are for information purpose and cannot be used as a proof of course completed. In other words, you cannot submit this to the schools you are applying to. It's just for your own information. It's just for your own information to digest. So if you plan on continuing your education in US or Canada, they recommend that you use their premium service for the most accurate results. Now, the result you are going to get here is accurate. So, but for a most accurate result, you need to use their premium service. So, but again, this is a free tool that you can use. So before you even go for the premium service, I always advise people to use this one before you go and throw that dollar, into West evaluation. Use the free tool that they have provided. All right. So here you enter the course title, the credit units, right, and then the grade you got in the course. So let's say we have, I have a sample here that I want to use, and then this is it. Even though it's another course, I'm just using it as a dummy sample. So this is the course title. This is the unit. I don't know if it is clear. Let's say the course title, the first one is elementary mathematics. The unit is 4, the grade is C. All right, then you go there. You can type elementary mathematics. The unit is what? The unit is 4, the grade is C. The unit is 4 units, 4 credit unit, or 4 credits or 4 hours credit. That's what sometimes in the US they say 4 hours credit and all of that. And the grade is C. Now, if you look at this course title, you see that it is optional. So to save yourself time, you don't bother to enter this. Just enter the credit and the grade alone. All right. So I've entered one. So the other ones I may likely not add the title. So let's just enter everything. Okay. So you have the next one is what? 4 units and the grade is C. All right. 4 credits, the grade is C. The next one is 2 credits, the grade is B. You click on add again. So you click on add anytime you want to add another one. Okay. You see, you click on add. So what I'll do is 1 credit, 1 credit, 4 credits. 1 credit, 1 credit, 4 credits. A, B, B. Right. 1 credit A. 1 credit B. 4 credits B. Another thing I want to quickly show you before I proceed is that there are some schools that actually use some grading system where they use like A+, B+, C+. For instance, if you check this particular transcript, I don't know if you can see my screen clearly, you see that they didn't just use A, they use high A-, they use B+, A-, A+, B+, B-, and those kind of things. All right. So how do you calculate that? Although this is not an opinion that I got from West Evaluation Service themselves, I saw a friend, his name is Aaron Inspire, use this. He also has a YouTube channel, so you can check him out, Aaron Inspire. So he also used this service to evaluate his transcript, and I saw how he did it. And that can work for you also if you use this kind of grading system. So now here is what you can do. For instance, if you look at my screen, this is B+, okay? And if you come here, you will see that you are not allowed to type A plus, let's say we type A plus and all of that. It is not going to allow you. See that it's showing invalid grade here. That's what it's showing at the top of my screen. I don't know if you can see it, which means you are not allowed to use the plus, minus, or whatever. So what can you do in that case? So let's say, for instance, we want to add this particular grade where we have B plus, So what you want to do is to add, when you see a course that has the same unit and the same grade like B plus, you want to add them together. For instance, I have 3 units and B plus here. I have another 3 units and B plus in another course. All right. So what I will do is, when I enter the 3 units here, I'm going to enter only B. I will enter only B. Now I have an extra plus. All right. I have an extra plus. When I come to this, by the time I will keep that plus. All right. By the time I get to this place, all right, I will enter not B plus. I will add the plus that I have from the previous B plus. I will add it to this one and it becomes A. Do you get that? It becomes A or it becomes A minus, right? Depending on the grade. I think it should be A minus. So you get the idea. You are adding it up, to become, it depends on how the grade is. If your grade is, if the grading system is, B minus to B plus to A minus to A plus. So if you had this B, ordinary B, you enter ordinary B. By the time you add this plus to this B plus, it becomes A minus, I think. All right. So you this the same thing for A. Okay. Here we have A, you enter A. Here we have A minus, right? So you enter only A here, right? And keep the minus. All right. So when you have like 2 or 3 minus, you can now subtract them from the plus you have, as long as they all have the same credits units. Make sure they have the same credit before you do that kind of addition. You cannot do the addition for a 3 unit credit for a 2 unit credit. They are not the same thing. So it has to be the same credit unit. For instance, this B plus here, you cannot add it up for this B plus here because this one is 2 credit units, right? So for instance, these two are 2 credit units, so you can add them together. So you will enter B for the first one and you keep that plus and add that plus to the second one, and it becomes not B plus, but it becomes A minus, but it becomes A. It depends on how your grading system is. So actually, this is just a form of calculating this thing. And if you think that this is not, if you are doubting this, you can email West Evaluation Service and ask them how best you can interpret that. But I think that's another way that can actually work. It is not everybody that have this system of B plus, B minus, and all of that. So, but if you want a very perfect or accurate one, then actually you don't have anything to worry about. This is just a tool to get a sort of accurate result. But if you want the most perfect one, you're actually going to pay for their premium service anyway. So that's what we can do. So for this, for instance, we just enter 3 credits, the first one. So we have 2 B plus, that is 3 credit units. The first one here, the second one here. So the first one, you just put B, and the second one, instead of putting B, because we have a plus that used to be here, but we are taking that plus and we are adding it to this one here, and it turned this B plus to A minus, right? Or it could be A, but I think it should be A minus. So it's just like we are adding it up to the other grade. So you got the idea. So because this system does not allow you to enter minus, plus, and all of that. If the grading system they use in your school does not involve plus, minus, and all of that, then you don't have a problem. Just enter the grade as it is and move on with that. You get that? So I just think it's important I explain that, because I know some people have those kind of complex grading system. You can actually manipulate this to give you the results that you want, and you don't need to worry yourself if you end up paying for the West evaluation itself. You are not doing any job. You are not going to be entering any of these results. You just need to send your transcript to them, and they are the one that will do a perfect calculation, perfect evaluation for you, and they will bring out the results. They will send a copy to you, and they will also send a copy to the school you are applying to. All right, so you don't need to worry yourself on that. This is just how to use the free tool for yourself. I want you to be patient with me so that you know how I go through everything. 1 credit A, so 131 ABB. 1A, 3D, 1B. All right, that's the first semester for that person, and then the second semester also. Okay, the first semester the person got 3.71. The second semester the person got 4.15, and then this is the cumulative. So when we calculate it, we want to see the difference between the CGPA of this person. This is 3.93 over 5.0. So we want to see what it will look like when you calculate it to 4.0, the US system, right? So let's put in the second semester. So we have 442 CBB. 4 as C, 4B, 2, that's B. Okay, what again? We have 1 credit, 1 credit, 2, 112 BBA. I'm just making it faster. 1B, 2, that is A. All right, so we stop at this 112. All right, so then the next one is 141. 141, all of them is A. Okay, make sure you are patient because this is very important. 1 is A. For credit, it's A. 1, it's A. All right, I think there's a last one. So this one is 1 credit and there's no grade. You know, there are some courses you do, just like this one too. There are some courses you do with no grade. It's just a pass or something. They just need you to pass it, you know, something like that. So, or it's 0 credit kind of, you know, course. You don't need to add those ones, right? So this is this person's CGPA at the end, 3.93 over 5.0. So let's submit this calculation and see. We're not going to add this. So this is 18 calls in total. But don't forget that this is just for 2 semesters. In your own case, you are going to add, maybe you did 4 years, 2 semesters for 1 year. So you are going to add 8 semesters. So your whole list is going to be longer than this, guys. So, and you need to patiently enter everything. All right. So in your own case, it will get to like maybe, you know, if this is 18, let's say 18 times 4, I don't know math. Your own may be long as maybe, you know, up to 40 or something. So, or 40 something or more than that. So now we are done with this, and let's click on the calculate CGPA and let's see what result it's going to give. All right. So click on calculate. All right. So this is the result of this person, 3.93 over 5.0. 3.93 over 5.0. So, and it turns out to be 3.40 over 4.0 in the US grade system. Can you see this for yourself, guys? So this is amazing. And I tell you, with this kind of CGPA calculated, it is very easy for the US. If you go through this US evaluation, I mean their premium service, if you have the money, and if you, especially if you have a low CGPA, if you go through it, it's going to show the CGPA in the US system. And I tell you, with this CGPA, you can actually apply to most schools in the US, because some of them, they have a benchmark of 3.0. You know, most of the schools in the US put their minimum requirement to 3.0. There are some that accept 2.5. There are very few schools. Some is 2.7 or something like that. But generally, majority of the school in the US put their benchmark on 3.0 over 4.0. So guys, this is how to calculate. Remember, they put that information here also, that this is only for information purpose. You cannot print this page and then go and submit it to the school as your official or unofficial transcript. No, you cannot do that. All right. So if you want to calculate another CGPA, you click on calculate another CGPA. So if you want to apply for the the West evaluation service itself, their premium service, then you click on this apply now. Just click on apply now. In another video, I'm going to show you how to do a West evaluation. All right, how to evaluate your transcript using their service. I'm going to walk you through the step one after the other in that video. Now let's check, for instance, let's check one of the schools and see their CGPA, okay, and see if it is match up. So you see now that this person got 3.93 over 5.0 in the Nigerian system. All right, but when calculated into the US system, it is 3.40. So it's important. So when they're asking you for your CGPA, if they put it there that you should enter it over 4.0, you cannot enter 3.9 over 4.0. That does not make sense, because you got 3.9 over 5.0. So it's a two different ball game. So that's why it's important to use this tool to calculate your CGPA, so that you even know what to enter if you are asked, in the application system. Even though you are going to upload your unofficial transcript, sometimes you need to know what to enter in relation to the US CGPA system. All right. So let's check one of the universities and see if they and see their CGPA requirement and see if this person's CGPA actually match up. Let's say the person is applying to this um, master's or PhD in geography. You can see that the minimum requirement for the CGPA is 3.0 over 4.0 scale. Okay, 3.0 over 4.0 scale. His CGPA is now going to be 3.4 over 4.0. So he actually meets up with a lot of schools, and a lot of schools in US that uses that puts their minimum admission requirement to 3.0, over 4.0. So, and if you check some other schools like that, it may be like that 3.0, some will be 3.4, okay, or 3.2, and some are even lesser than that. Some can go as low as 2.7, but you need to search for those kind of schools. 2.5, 2.7, those are kind of low CGPA. But the general one usually that we see is 3.0 over 1.0. All right, so guys, go ahead and use this free WES IGPA calculator and get your CGPA in 4.0 scale. In the next video, coming video, I'm going to show you how to do the WES evaluation service itself. I'm going to walk you through the process step by step. If you know this video has been beneficial to you and you have enjoyed this video, it's very informative, right? You want to share this video with your friends, some of your friends that are also going through the study abroad journey, share with them. Click on the like button that will show YouTube that you actually like this video. And if you are a new subscriber here, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of videos here for you. So after this video, you can come and watch them. I have videos on, how to get application fee waivers. Share with you 6 strategies on getting application fee waiver, and some other videos, how to write your statement of purpose, and some other schools, offering scholarship, amazing scholarship opportunities. Come here and watch these videos for free. Till I come your way again, I remain your friend Olubenga. God bless you.